Okay, this is a response to how can a rational person be a Christian, and I'll try to make my point here. Let's see. Imagine a cold winter morning. An atheist gets in the car to go to work. He places the key in the ignition. Stop. Now, will the car turn on? Logic tells that cars are designed to perform a certain task. When the key is introduced in the ignition, the engine starts, right? Logic and confidence in the design and construction of a car should bring the peace of mind that the engine will start running as soon as the key is turned, right? It's the faith in the ingenuity of the engineers and the car manufacturers. That's what it is. But logic will never give you 100% that the engine will actually start. There are many reasons why an engine would not start. Many reasons. Cold included. So, when turning the key, the atheist hopes that the engine will start. What happens if it doesn't start at first contact? Well, try again, right? And try again. Hoping every time that the next try will be successful. Another example. An atheist is being prepared for an open heart surgery. Logic tells him that doctors know what they are doing and that everything should go as planned and that the operation will be successful. Yet, just before being placed under anesthesia, the logic is challenged. Will the operation be successful? Will he wake up after the surgery? Will there be any complications? Will the surgeon make a fatal mistake? Will the machines and the operators of keeping the vital signs under control perform flawlessly? You see, faith in the competence of the surgeon, his team, and the machines take over logic. Hope of a successful operation replaces the lack of confidence in so many things that may go or may not go wrong. Another example. An atheist receives a phone call that his kid has been involved in a terrible car accident. And all the information he gets is that his boy was taken to a nearby hospital. The atheist, of course, rushes to the hospital. Logical, natural. On his way, however, the mind starts to work. Logic disappears, and the faith that the accident was not too bad and that his kid is okay, that the doctors will do their best to save and care for the child, takes over. Faith. But faith will bring him no relief. The uncertainty is killing him, right? It's logical. That's where hope takes over. And that's where even an atheist will start praying to a known or unknown God. You see, I give you these examples, and I ask you a question: what is the difference between an atheist reaction and a believer's reaction in these circumstances? And my answer would be none. No difference. They both react the same way. Why? Because hope and faith are natural attributes of human beings. An atheist can deny them, reject them, fight against them, suppress them, but they will not go away. And that is why I really don't believe there is such a thing as an atheist. Now, regarding what you discuss in your video, the 12 disciples who died for their faith, and you make a comparison between the 10 disciples and suicide bombers, and there is a difference, and a big difference there. The 10 disciples did not commit suicide. Suicide is sin. The 10 disciples did not commit suicide. They were honored to be put to death for their faith, for their belief. But they did not commit suicide, and they did not ask the authorities to be put to death. While suicide bombers, the only reason for them to die is not because of their faith, it's because of the distorted indoctrination that they receive of a promise of 70 virgins if they die and take as many people with them as they can. So there's a big difference between the 10 disciples and the suicide bombers. I want to make that point clear. The other point is, when Christians go to church, that they only go to hear testimonies and they don't use any reason and all of that. And I tend to disagree. I used to go to church. I don't go anymore. But while I was going to church, yes, I was hearing the testimonies, the preaching, the teachings, the hymns, the prayer requests and all that stuff. But my faith goes much more than that. I would like to bring up a couple of examples from the Bible, although I cannot actually point out the specific chapter and verse where they are, but in one of them God says, let us reason together. Let us reason together. In another one God says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. For the lack of knowledge. What does this tell us, Christians? That we are to search for knowledge, look for knowledge, to read, to study, to meditate, to understand that which God wants us to understand from His Word, who He is and what He wants from us. So a Christian is very consistent with logic, with reason, with rationality, with knowledge. You see, I was born in a communist country, and I was very well indoctrinated by the religion of atheism. And I was a very good atheist, believe me. But once I left the country and I got to this side of the Iron Curtain, I opened my mind, I opened my eyes, and I find that the world was so much more than what I was taught. You see, I have been where you are now, but you have never been where I am now. So, in time, things might change.